We certainly do have plenty of peas here at Pottsgrove Manor. These came in beautifully this year at the garden, and peas are kind of like the trendy vegetable of the 18th century. Kind of like how Brussels sprouts are everywhere today, peas were popular back in the colonial era. Now, we have so many peas that, of course, a pea soup comes to mind as the perfect thing to highlight. But since the Potts of Pottsgrove Manor would certainly have a wonderfully beautiful pea soup, perhaps a recipe that really highlights peas are what we need. Sounds like a Potage St. Germain is on the menu. Shelling your peas may not be the most fun activity, but it really does highlight just how many people's hands would have touched this soup back in the 18th century. Peas are best tasting when they're used quickly after being picked. Not only is there someone who would have needed to pick and shell 10 cups of sweet garden peas, but then of course the skill in cooking. It's not a simple pea soup, it is definitely an elegant dish that would adorn the Potts family table. To my bowl of green peas, I have some of my 18th century spices along with things you might expect. So I do have nutmeg, 2 cloves, salt, pepper, some thyme, and some marjoram leaves in there. And then basically it's 2 parts peas to 1 part water. So if you have 4 cups of peas, you're using 2 cups of water. Bring all of this into a bowl together. Give it a whoosh. And then we leave it alone for 45 minutes or until our peas are extremely tender. We're gonna wanna start to mash those peas. Looks like we have some time on our hands. Our recipe not only highlights the plentiful peas that we have in our garden, but a lot of other objects as well, from some spinach to some fresh thyme, some onions, but this soup is also gonna need a beautiful garnish, and for that, we have these wonderful nasturtium flowers. Now, nasturtium leaves and the flowers are both edible. The leaves are a bit of a peppery taste, and the flowers make a beautiful edible garnish. I think it'll help make our pea soup something truly special. Now that my peas are all lovely and stewed, I needed to let them cool a little bit because our next section is to drain them. We do need to reserve the cooking liquid as well. So we're gonna drain them and then sieve them. Now, if you're at home, you've got a lot of options. You can actually use a food processor if you like. I'm gonna use a cheesecloth and a bowl that doesn't have a bottom, place it in, and another basin to catch everything, and then start to squeeze my peas through the cheesecloth. So, wish me luck. Essentially what we are trying to do here is to mash and smooth the peas into a puree. We aren't truly trying to force the peas through the cheesecloth, just using it as a tool to create pressure that smashes the peas. Of course, we want to save all of that beautiful green juice for our soup. It has flavor and color. Once you have sufficiently smoothed the peas, set it to the side with the cooking liquid. Our next bit is to boil even more peas. These are the show peas in the soup. So, equal parts peas to equal parts water. So if you have 1 cup of peas, you're gonna have then 1 cup of water. So, we're gonna give that a nice boil until the peas are tender, 20 to 25 minutes. The last component of this soup is really going to make it shine. So we're gonna add some spring onions and some mint to our pea mixture, as well as a favorite thing from the garden, some young spinach. We're gonna chop all of this fine before adding it to a saucepan with butter, giving it a quick stir, a little quick saute before combining all of our ingredients. So let's get to it. It's finally time to combine everything. Once the spinach, onion, and mint mixture is done, add back in the pureed peas and liquid, and then add the second batch of cooked peas with their liquid. This does make a thick soup, so if you need to, you can add more liquid and season accordingly. Let all the components come together over the heat on the fire.